Hi, welcome back to Sport on 7. I'm Tom Bushell. A packed show this week, and it hasn't finished just yet, with all sorts of big stories in the world of sport over the last 7 days. I have plenty to talk to Chris McHardy about. Beckham retiring, Mancini leaving, and Maradona making the headlines again. Surely not. Well, lovely to be outside at Barasti this week. The sun is shining. Dubai is heating up for the summer. Still a lovely temperature, though, with a nice breeze around. Nice to have the T-shirt on as well, and not so much the suit in the studio. Chris McHardy from Sport 360 once again joins me to talk about the big stories locally over the last week. And really, we have to start with Manchester City. This time last week, we were saying, well, Mancini is on his way out, and it was confirmed on Monday.
It was indeed, Tom. 3.5 years Roberto Mancini had been in the City job. It was confirmed he was to lose his position. Of course, it's been a tough year for Manchester City. No trophy in the bag. They lost that FA Cup, and of course Roberto Mancini has divided opinion amongst many. There has been talk of dressing room unrest. There's been talk that he's not got on well with the executives in the club, and it's came to an end. They said that he didn't meet his targets this past year. They said that he hadn't get this holistic approach that they wanted in the club. So Roberto Mancini pays the price, and it now looks set that Manuel Pellegrini will be confirmed by the end of this month. The Malaga boss, of course, who's done very well, numerous jobs throughout Spain, so expect him to come in, and with that as well, look out for little Isco, the little playmaker at Malaga. He's expected to follow suit as well, and it's very much a summer of upheaval at Manchester City.
It really does start the manager merry-go-round, doesn't it? Of course, David Moyes in at United to replace Alex Ferguson. Who's going to go to Everton? Mancini now looking for a job as well. There's going to be lots of jobs. Benitez on his way out of Chelsea as well. It's going to be a great summer seeing what happens there. Away from the Premier League, but still involving the Abu Dhabi owners of Manchester City. We're talking America. We touched on it last week, but the MLS is something the Abu Dhabi owners of Manchester City really are looking towards, isn't it?
Indeed, Tom. We expect the announcement in the next week. Manchester City owners will confirm a $100 million deal for New York City Football Club. They will be the 20th franchise in the MLS. Of course, no confirmation yet, but we do expect that. Manchester City are playing against Chelsea in the Yankee Stadium on May 25th. It's then when we're expecting the announcement, and some grand plans as well. A $340 million brand spanking new 25,000 capacity seater stadium. It's expected to be built just alongside Flushing Meadows, the tennis courts there. So great news for the MLS, of course, going from strength to strength. Interesting survey recently as well. The second most popular sport between 12 and 17 year olds is football now, and that's behind NFL. So it just shows you the growth there. And Man City's owners, they're ambitious people. They've done they've done wonders with that club in England, and they're now looking to diversify and get their global appeal across the world, and that really is America. So look out for that, as I say, the announcement in the next week, and it just continues Man City's global brand. They want to match their rivals across town, Manchester United, and by doing this, they clearly feel it's the best possible way of doing that.
Yeah, of course. Just mentioning that club, New York City Football Club, just a note to the Abu Dhabi owners, if you are looking for maybe a couple of TV presenters for the club TV based in New York City, well, I'm available. Possibly you can't get you can't get out of your contract, but if you are interested, I'm sure City 7 would release me for a nominal fee. If not, my CV is on LinkedIn. Let's move on. Another big global brand, of course, is Fly Emirates. How many football shirts are they on now? Well, they're going to be on Paris Saint-Germain's shirts for another 5 years. Big deal being done there.
Indeed, Tom. Obviously, it's a story we talked about in December of this last year when we said that there were talks there. It's been confirmed this week. Emirates will be sponsors of Paris Saint-Germain through to 2018, and it's great news, I guess. It just continues the local links. Of course, PSG Qatari owned, Emirates being the Dubai airline, and of course Emirates, they really are cleaning house in the sporting world. They've had numerous deals recently, just confirmed. Formula One, they've signed a big sponsorship. Tennis as well. So really continuing, they are, I guess you would say, the number one sport brand in the world. They're massive sponsors. Expect the Real Madrid deal to be done soon as well, where they'll be on their shirts from I think 2014 onwards. So great news for Emirates, and great news for PSG as well.
Absolutely. Not so much great news for PSG. David Beckham has announced his retirement, of course, in the last week. Really a great ambassador for the game. It will be interesting to see what he does next, but a loss to the playing game of football, David Beckham announcing his retirement.
I think so, Tom. I don't think that's in doubt. Of course, David Beckham, he's won titles in just 4 different countries, 10 titles in all. He's had a wonderful career. Manchester United, of course, Real Madrid, then what he did in America. It was a real gamble, you may recall, going over to America at the age he was. He's 31, but a wonderful player, and it just continues again with Sir Alex Ferguson announcing his retirement, Paul Scholes as well. It's another Fergie fledgling announcing his retirement, so good luck in retirement to David Beckham. He's not short of a few bobs, so I'm sure he'll have no problem settling into that, and of course he's got other interests out with football, so good luck with David on that. And it's just a shame, I guess there was links with him coming out here with Sven-Göran Eriksson, just a shame that we couldn't all get to see him in the stadiums here.
Yeah, there was also talk, of course, of David Beckham starting his own MLS franchise in America, so if that does happen, once again the CV is on LinkedIn if you need any club TV presenters. One final note on sport locally this week on Sport on 7. We have to mention Diego Maradona. You may have seen the images across newspapers and the internet of his behaviour back at home in Argentina. Just one word on Diego Maradona's behaviour this week, Chris.
Bonkers, I think, is the word to use. I think, Diego, he's gone on record in the past. He loves Dubai, calls it paradise, and if you have seen the footage of Diego back in Argentina, you will know why. Absolute mayhem at the airport, and then the tailgating that goes on with the paparazzi. Diego gets out his car. I won't spoil it, but all I say is go onto YouTube and check it out. It says something to behold.
Yes, it's a very interesting watch, but he's a colourful character, isn't he? And certainly a good man to have around to make some headlines now and again. Chris McHardy from Sport 360, thank you very much for your time in the sunshine at Barasti today. We'll catch up again next week on Sport on 7. I'd say Chris McHardy needs another haircut in the next couple of weeks. Thanks for watching Sport on 7 this week. Next week we'll have an equally packed show as we discuss the Champions League final. Bayern Munich taking on Borussia Dortmund on Saturday night, of course. We'll look ahead to the start of the brand new golf season in the Middle East too. Until then, have a great week. I'm Tom Bushell. Goodbye.